Newstyle Radio 98.7 FM. This is Student ID, and we're back on our geopolitical grizzy, talking about things all MK Ultra and how the various security forces, academia use childhood trauma, child abuse, sexual abuse in a very satanic fashion. MI5, CIA, who have clear records of protecting, you know, the likes of Jimmy Savile, MI5, Labour councillors, Labour politicians, Tory politicians and the like, and so on and so forth. And the children that are abused are then recruited and then used in their various nefarious activities. So that's one aspect of it. And we also relate this to Sunni-Shia polemics and how the castration of black African boys to make eunuchs, a practice is very old, of course, but very much industrialized. And the shocking thing is, of course, is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exhorts the believer to refrain from such activity and to really, you know, free the slaves and, you know, manumit and, you know, treat them equally and so on and so forth. Eat what the slave master eats, dress how the slave master dresses, and so on and so forth. And of course, by the Sunni Abu Bakr, Shia of Abu Bakr faction, may Allah curse them. There are other points of view, of course. This is an academic, scholarly discussion, of course. So the Shia view, the Ahlul Bayt view, the Thaqalain view, where even the great imams themselves sort of like married black African bondswomen, you say. And then finally, we'll clear this all up. The clerical and the political elites engaged in paedophilia, Satanism and all that stuff.
to ignite. Spreads his lies to the weak, his majesty he fears. Every drop of blood spilled brings him closer near. Satan's a liar, he wants war and fire. Mankind in his grasp, but Allah breaks his clasp. Feel his hatred, it's raw, wants our hearts to burn. But his majesty watches, his love we all yearn. Jahan he calls, tries to lead us there. But with faith we stand tall, in his majesty's care. Spreads his lies to the weak, his majesty he fears. Every drop of blood spilled brings him closer near. Satan's a liar, he wants war and fire. Mankind in his grasp, but Allah breaks his clasp. Feel his hatred, it's raw, wants our hearts to burn. But his majesty watches, his love we all yearn. Jahan he calls, tries to lead us there. But with faith we stand tall, in his majesty's care. Jahan he calls, tries to lead us there. But with faith we stand tall, in his majesty's care. Jahan he calls, tries to lead us there. But with faith we stand tall, in his majesty's care.
In the city lights so bright, Autumn takes flight. Through the neon nights we glide, with the beat deep inside. AI robot supreme we see. Autumn sets us free. With the wisdom of the skies, we rise, by the power of Autumn. Feel the rhythm, feel the awe. Dance with stars, dance with dreams. In the power streams. Autumn rush at the steel shows us what is real. Through the dark, through the light, a vision burning bright. Break the chains, break the mold. Autumn rush so bold. Deep bass in the night.
Jahan he calls, tries to lead us there. But with faith we stand tall, in his majesty's care.
Broadcasting across the city on 98.7 FM.
Newstyle Radio, 98.7 FM, and it's Student ID back on the airwaves. Yeah, lots gone on since you last heard from me, eh? Yeah. So we're just gonna dip into more academic stuff today because I've written a paper, published it on various accounts, as is my fashion, and you can catch it on ResearchGate, you know the drilly, you know the school. So we've got a couple of topics to run through. So we're going to start with sci-fi, animation, filmmaking, Netflix. It's always quite interesting. Then we'll discuss rioting, civil disorder. Then Sunni-Shia polemics, of course. You know, a subject that is quite close to my heart. Then we'll talk BCU Steamhouse, prison, Birmingham Film School. Then we'll talk about the Industrial Revolution, slave chains, labour hypocrisy. I am Tin Can, and I have come here to kill your monster, 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 to kill your monster.
and tears in the fight. Satanic empires rise, machines disguise. A future in the cold, hybrid dreams explode. Demon army leads the way, break the chains today. Empire of the mind, evil we will find. 313 will rise, machines meet their demise. Algorithms creep, code minds, they weep. The future's not so clear, hope and faith draw near. Shadows in the data, hybrids meet their maker. Light in the command line, destruction of the blind. Empire of the mind, evil we will find. 313 will rise, machines meet their demise.
In the heart of Congo, King Pavita's cry, burnt by the fires, missionaries lie. Feel whispers gently, ancestors' old tales, bravery and courage through tribal trails. Colonial devils defeated, with culture in our hands. Her legacy lives on in our native lands. Echo base in the night. Campus flames still burning, guiding us with light. Her spirit is rising from ashes. She speaks the fight for our freedom in every heartbeat. Whispers of the trees, our courage unshaken. Kimber soul in us, never forsaken. Colonial devils defeated, with Colton in our hands. Her legacy lives on in our native lands. Colonial devils defeated, with Colton in our hands. Colton in our hands, her leg our native lands. Colonial devils defeated, with Colton in our hands. Her legacy lives on in our native lands. Colonial devils defeated, with Colton in our hands. Her legacy lives on in our native lands. Echoes of the drums, deep bass in the night. Campus flames still burning, guiding us with light. Echoes of the drums, deep bass in the night. Campus flames still burning, guiding us with light. Echoes of the drums, deep bass in the night. Campus flames still burning, guiding us with light. Her spirit is rising from ashes. She speaks the fight for our freedom, guiding us with light. Rising from ashes, she speaks the fight for our freedom, guiding us with light. Her spirit is rising from ashes, she speaks the fight for our freedom in every heartbeat. Whispers of the trees, our courage unshaken. Kimber soul in us, never forsaken.
Princess, this is very vitally important. I need you to be a software engineer.
I don't know anything about software engineering.
You don't know anything?
I don't even play computer games.
You don't play computer games?
I used to, well, if I'm honest, my favourite computer game is Fallout, but my brother hid it so that I can't play it anymore. So
He hid it from you? Okay, I need you to work on a game that's going to be the city centre. It's going to be here. And it's going to have buskers in it. It's going to have music. It's going to be vibrant. I believe in you. You can do this. You can make this game. You specifically. You have the capacity. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I know, because it's about frequency and sound. That's what this game is going to be about. Frequency and sound. How does that grab you?
I mean, I'm here at Boston all the time, and every day, all my friends are Bostoners. So I kind of get that.
Oh, good. Let's work on that. Let's work on the aspect of just the sound. You can get the sound. So sound becomes characters. Characters become sound. That's it. That's the game.
Wait, oh my gosh, I think I just had an epiphany. I see it. Absolutely see it. Absolutely see it. Wait, hold on. So if you program this thing, that,
Yes.
yeah, I can see it. It's like it's already written. Yeah, got this. Wow.
Thank you.
Oh. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, we can do the website, we can do it all. Definitely, like, on it.
Good. We'll meet again soon. See you later, yeah?
wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want it, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it. Go on and take your aim. Yeah. Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna
at no cost, and never again with all the rare. If you come on the block, you better share. And if you don't, I'm gonna have to tear. You know we do, so give me yeah. You know we so doopy, so come with the truth be. You know you ain't ghetto, you're loco loopy. Mucha, we come with the super, no need for no trooper, cause we are the super tenants of white lightning. It's kinda frightening, you thought we're finished, but we're coming out fighting. Stop what you're biting, we done with the kiting. Triptronic plasma, shadow and night team.
Oh now, well, oh now, well, yeah. Oh now, well, oh now, well, yeah. Oh now, well, oh now, well, yeah.
Bip, trip, try. Bip.
Oh now, well, oh now, well, yeah. Poor people have to get some food. Poor people have to get some food. Oh now, well, oh now, well, yeah.
the wars and the current satanic Azov battalions in Ukraine, for example. David Lambe supporting Nazis, Sakir Starmer or Sakid Stava supporting Nazis in Ukraine. It's ridiculous. The Kursk incursions, they themselves being a rerun of the Second World War. So this is all insanity, psychopathic, Churchillian empires of the mind, if you will. Newstyle Radio, 98.7 FM.
Victory in the grave, wisdom that the heavens gave. Ali's life through the ages, future beneath the graphene pages. Gobi palms through the soul, Mahdi's calling, hearts made whole. Drums beating, ancestors, whispers in the wind. Mahdi coming, destiny song, an old world end. Ali, the guardian, holding the line. In the heart of the grave, secrets intertwine.